All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome everyone to our first press conference of 2023. The way this will work today, we have people live at the press conference. They'll be asking questions and then some on Zoom. So if you're on Zoom, please raise your hand and then we'll call on you. So to get everything started, the way it'll be, Coach Stock will come up with some opening comments and then answer any questions you have, and then we'll bring up our student athletes. So the Blue Raiders open up the season this week on Saturday at Alabama. So to talk about that and what lies ahead, I'd like to get started with head coach Rick Stockstill.
Thank you, AC. Appreciate everybody being here and being on Zoom. It's game week and fired up. This is in our world, it's the greatest week of the year, and I'm sure every coach, every player in the country is saying that now. So, but we're excited about it. We've had a really good off season going all the way back to January, then through spring practice this summer, and then camp. So I like where we're at right now. I like our team. It's a very committed and competitive team. And so I'm excited about these guys and looking forward to watching them play. Obviously, we've got a tremendous challenge and a tremendous opportunity this week with Alabama, one of the best teams in the country. They lose 2 games last year by a total of 4 points, and everybody thinks the sky's falling down there. So it's really talented team. We've got to play well. We expect to play well, and just looking forward to getting down there and starting this season off. So they got a lot of good players, and but we got a lot of good players too. And I believe in our team, and we've got to play well. Anytime you play a team like Alabama, top 2-3 team in the country, you got to play well. You can't give them anything. You got to make them earn everything they get. And and then we've got to play really well. So that's our expectation, and we'll go down there and play. And I expect us to play good. I expect us to. There's never any question that we'll play hard. I know we'll play hard, but I expect us to go down there and play well this weekend. So looking forward to this opportunity. So I'll open it up to you guys.
Coach Sam Dowden, GoBlueRaiders.com. Alabama's got 2 new coordinators this year, but one on offense, one on defense. How do you go about preparing for what could be some new looks from a team when you don't have any tape on them for week 1?
Well, I mean, I think anytime you look at Alabama when they've had coordinator changes, schematically they haven't changed that much. Kevin Steele, the defensive coordinator, this is his 3rd time with Coach Saban at Alabama. He was at Miami last year as the defensive coordinator. And what they did at Miami was there's some carryover, there's some similarity to what, he had done at Alabama while he was there. So, we're preparing for Alabama, and then same thing offensively, coming from Notre Dame, Tommy coming from Notre Dame there. I don't foresee them changing drastically. I know they want to run the ball better than what they did last year, or maybe a little bit more effectively than what they did last year. So you play that into it. They got the quarterback dilemma a little bit, who it's going to be, but whoever they put out there is going to be a talented player. So we've got enough tape. We've watched a little bit of Notre Dame. We've watched a little bit of Miami. We've watched a lot of Alabama.
Coach Cecil Joyce, Daily News Journal. Coach, talk about the quarterback situation at Alabama, and do you expect multiple quarterbacks, and how does that affect how you prepare for them?
I don't know what to expect. Just putting, myself in those shoes, they may want to play multiple guys. They redshirted a couple guys last year. They got a transfer in from Notre Dame, so maybe they want to play multiple guys. I don't know. It's not my team. So, we'll prepare. We've watched a little bit of all those guys, and we'll prepare for whoever comes out there, and that's all you can do. You can't worry about who they're going to play, what they're going to do. Control what we can control. That's all we can do. So whoever goes out there schematically, you know, it's not going to be I don't think it's going to be a drastic change from, you know, Ty Simpson to, you know, this guy to the other guy, whoever it's going to be. So go out there and do our job, do it the best that we can do it. And hopefully that's good enough.
Chip Walters, Blue Raider Network. Your quarterback situation, you have come out of spring this year pretty much knowing who your guy was going to be. And talk a little bit about Nick's story and, you know, having been a bowl MVP 2 years ago to redshirting last year. It's kind of unique.
Yeah, and I'm not saying this because Nick's in here, but I love Nick. I respect Nick. I respect the heck out of him, all the way back to recruiting him in high school. You know, when he had to go through he was part of the COVID deal where, you know, lost his season but wanted to play, so he went to another place so he could play, and then coming here. Sight unseen, you know, he wasn't able to visit here, and just the relationship that we developed is special to me. And then, you know, coming in as a freshman, you know, he wasn't ready at that, you know, when he first got here, and not many of them are. So plan was to redshirt him. Then we had one quarterback leave, and then Chase got hurt, and ultimately we thought, you know, Nick gave us the best chance to win, and he proved that was accurate. And so in this day and time, it's hard for guys not to be selfish. And, you know, you don't play at all. You're on the scout team. You don't play at all for 7 weeks, 7 games. And then here comes coach. Hey, you want to give up your redshirt year in the middle of a game? And he didn't blink an eye. And I respect guys like that. And, you know, so he played those 5 games, his true freshman year. And, you know, I told him, I said, you know, the next year, compete for the job. If you're the guy, you'll be it. And if not, try to get your redshirt year back. And, you know, Chase, you know, played, and Chase had a great year. And Nick came in a couple games last year when Chase went down. But Chase is Nick is a great teammate. He's a great player. He's fun to coach. He works extremely hard. And, you know, now he's earned this opportunity to lead this team out of the tunnel the first game. And, you know, just have a lot of respect for him and admiration for him and what he's done in a short period of time here. I think he's played, 7 games, something like that, 6 games, whatever it is, and not even complete games. And, you know, so I'm very, very confident in Nick, and very confident that he's going to have a heck of a year this year.
Coach, you've coached down at Alabama in 2015 with the Blue Raiders. You have a lot of coaches on staff that played in that game. What are y'all telling the team this year about to prepare for that environment specifically?
We'll meet tomorrow. You know, I didn't even talk about it one time during camp. You know, they know who would play. We'll talk a little bit about it, but all that stuff. We've been in big stadiums. We've been in loud stadiums. Played music loud the other day in practice during some team stuff, just so the offense could get acclimated a little bit to, you know, some crowd noise. But I didn't say, hey, Nick, this is what it's going to be like on Saturday. You know, just played it. And I don't make a big deal out of that kind of stuff. And, you know, Brent and Marquise and Shane and those guys have played down there and all that stuff. So, you know, same thing as last year at Miami, same thing at Syracuse, and same thing in Missouri, all that kind of stuff. We just, you know, we go down there and roll up our sleeves and go to work and fight our guts out for 60 minutes.
Coach, Calvin White, MTSU sidelines. I know that the first game isn't always, you know, the best measuring stick, especially against an opponent like Alabama. But after all the work you guys have put in during camp, is there something specific that you're hoping to take away from this opening week?
Yeah, I think that's the big thing is you just want to go out and play as clean a game as you can. And you always look at first games. Most of the time, people lose the game. They don't get beat in first games because of mistakes that they make, whether it be in the kicking game or give up big plays on defense, or you turn the ball over on offense. So to go down there and play a clean game, our objective is to win this game, but to do that, we've got to play clean. We've got to play smart. We can't do things to beat ourselves. And with, like I said, penalties, turnovers, missed tackles, giving up big plays, things in the kicking game that, tend to show up a little bit more in first games.
One connection between you and Coach Saban I didn't know about this week was your daughter Emily actually worked for him a little bit when she was a student down there in the football office. What do you remember about her experiences down there that she's told you about, and sort of that connection between the two of y'all?
Yeah, she had a great experience. Whatever they won, 3 SEC championships, 2 national championships. They went to playoffs all the years that she was there. She was involved in the recruiting part of it. She was involved in the logistics, part of it. So it was a great experience for her to be around that. And, and then her, they'd go in the SEC championship, then she'd go with us to the Bahamas Bowl, and she'd come back and go to the playoffs with them. And she had a great experience, and just being around a lot of, good coaches down there. Burton Burns, who's not coaching there anymore, but a lot of good people. Coach Saban obviously, but it was a great experience for her. And she'll be down there, this week also to rekindle her friendships with the Alabama people, and hopefully she'll be rooting for her daddy and her brother.
Coach, new rules in effect this year. Did you see any games over the weekend, and how any of the timing rules and things like that might have an effect?
No, and I'm on the rules committee, so I've got a pretty good understanding of everything they've said, that just keeping the clock running after first downs, other than the last 2 minutes of the second and fourth quarters. They're talking about taking anywhere from 5 to 7 plays out of a game. And when you watch a game on TV, you're not sitting there, that's 58, that's 59, so it's hard to see. The one thing that came up, you can't call back-to-back timeouts, is I believe it was UTEP. They called a timeout. Then they had a substitution deal right after the timeout where they didn't get the playoff, and they called another timeout. Can't do it, so it was a 5-yard penalty. So I don't think, to the normal person and the normal eye and the naked eye, you're going to sit there and say, yeah, that was a really, really fast game. I think it's just going to take, people getting used to that clock not stopping.
Any other question for Coach Stock today? Okay, Oscar, go ahead.
Thank you very much, Coach. Good morning from Mexico City. You name it, no? This is a great game for the college, for the university. What is your opinion about this game versus Alabama transcends the frontiers? Here in Mexico and 17 countries will be watching this kickoff of this new season. Could you say some words to all the people?
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit, but if all the way to Mexico City,
around this part of the globe. Thank you very much. Have a great week.
Appreciate you, my man. You broke up a little bit, but to all the people out there in Mexico City, I appreciate you watching. Hope you guys will cheer on us, and I just appreciate you taking the time to call in here. That's pretty special. It's pretty cool that you'd call in here and do that. So we're excited to go down and play Alabama. Like I said earlier, looking forward to this opportunity and challenge. And I appreciate all you guys there in Mexico City watching us and cheering us on.
Okay, Chris, go ahead.
Great. Hey, Coach. Good morning.
Morning, Chris. How you doing, my man?
Great, great. Good to see you. You were talking about your quarterback earlier, and I was just curious as to kind of your thoughts on protecting him against knowing kind of what Alabama's defensive scheme is like and how they're able to rush the passer. What's the key to keeping your quarterback upright and B, having him be able to execute the offense with that pass rush?
Yeah, I don't have any issues, any doubts that Nick will execute our offense. Our offensive line has done a really good job this camp. We've done a good job. And the thing, they're talented. They're going to come out with pressures and all that kind of stuff. But, we've just got to be able to communicate and pick them up. And then I think the big thing is just, once you get outside the pocket, understand and know, and this doesn't matter if you're playing Alabama or, the Georgetown High School Wampus Cats, it doesn't matter. Once you get outside the pocket, understand, when the play is over and get down and live for the next down. So, but I don't have any doubts that our line will do a good job. Our backs will do a good job. Nick will get us in the right protection, and he'll sit back there like a man and compete. And like I said, as a quarterback, you're standing there, you're standing upright, and you got another 6'5", 300-pound man coming barreling right down at you, and you got to sit there in the pocket, and you got to sit there and make the throw and take it on the chin sometimes. That's part of being a quarterback, and Nick's got that toughness, and so we'll do a good job. Hopefully we do a good job protecting him.
Anything else for Coach?